Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Q Lads channel. In this video, we are going to be trying to predict the starting lineup and reserves of the All Blacks for the third Bledisloe Cup Test match that is happening this weekend. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am here with a special guest once again. I have got Rugbyitch. How are you going today, mate?
Yeah, all good. Thank you for having me once again.
No worries. Right, we have got the results from the last two times that we have done this, and fortunately for myself, they are in my favour. So I am currently sitting 2-0 up. But there are still another 6 games or so that are on the line, so we've got plenty of time for that comeback to start.
I'll come back into it.
Perhaps this could be the first comeback one, because of the fact that this is going to be a hard one to predict, this match here.
Yeah, it should be good. Should be good.
Should be good indeed. Right, we all get straight into it. Front row. Who have you got as your All Blacks front row for this third Bledisloe Cup Test match?
So yeah, no, normally I would have gone with something very different to what I predicted within the last 2 games, but I do believe they'll actually go for a better front row than what most people predict. So for that reason, I've actually gone with what, in my opinion, is the best front row they can go with the likes of Carlton Off at number 1. I've gone with Cody Taylor at number 2, and I've gone with Offa Tungafasi at 3. So that might surprise a few people because obviously with Offa, like he's coming back from an injury or more or less. So he's kind of like how would you say, kind of like an opportunity just to see if I can get an extra point on there. Normally, I would have gone with someone like maybe like Angus Talbot, but I'm just taking an opportunity. I could be wrong, but I'm going with Offa Tungafasi in that one.
Alrighty, so we have actually got 2 changes already because my front row I've decided to go with. I have gone number 1, George Bower,
nice,
number 2, Cody Taylor, and then number 3, Nepo Lulala. That's how I've gone with
fair.
Front row. I wasn't actually aware that Offa Tungafasi was going to be back for this game. I thought he was still a couple weeks away.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I saw reports that he might have been available for this game. I could be wrong, but that's why I've just taken a chance on him because obviously if he is available, then I do think he'll be put straight into like the starting lineup. So for that reason, I've gone with him within that one, but obviously it's a bit of a risk. It's a gamble.
We do love a risk though.
Yeah.
Can lead to a lot of points depending on how it goes. Right, the locks. And there's going to be a big change here because normally it would be Sam Whitelock at number 5, of course, but he is still in New Zealand, which does mean that it opens up the opportunity for someone else to be in that number 5 jersey. So I will start with my locks. I've gone number 4, Scott Barrett, and then number 5, I have gone Brodie Retallick.
Yeah.
Who have you got there?
I've got the exact same thing as you. I think Scott Barrett normally plays at 4 anyway when he's with Whitelock, so it's more or less. And because the funny thing was, I do believe Retallick played 4 when he was with Whitelock, if I'm not mistaken, because Whitelock normally is the 5. But I do believe when you look at like who's a better 5 and fits better within that position, I think Retallick does that slightly better. So for that reason, I'm going with Barrett and then Retallick. So yeah, we're the same on the lock front.
Alrighty, on the same page. Right, are we going to be on the same page for the loose forward trio? That's a big question. Who have you got here?
Well, I've gone with in my opinion the best All Black loose forward pack so I've gone with Akira Leone at 6. I've gone with Artie Sevilla at 7. I do believe he'll be rotated back into the 7 spot because obviously for the last few games he's had to play number 8 a few times. But because of that, obviously I brought in Hoskinson Tutu into that 8 spot. I do believe he'll get his opportunity because obviously we haven't seen him, I think, for a while play for the All Blacks. So it's one of those where I do think this will be a good chance for him, obviously, to play and get some minutes in.
Alrighty, so I've got a little bit different of an approach. I was assuming that they would once again go with Ardie Savia at 8, even though, of course, we do seem to prefer him at 7. But
yeah, exactly.
He used to keep on getting that number 8 jersey, but maybe that was because of the fact that Hoskins Tutu was not there. So I have got Akira Ioane at 6. I've gone with Dalton Papali'i at 7.
Yeah.
And then I have got Ardie Savia staying in that number 8 jersey.
No, that's good.
But I could be very wrong because Hoskins Tutu, of course, he was playing for Counties Manukau throughout the Bunnings NPC. But now, of course, with that competition being postponed a little bit, he's back in the All Black squad. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to have a big impact in this game.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Get the chance. So now we are moving on to the 9 and 10. And, of course, we will have 2 changes to what was the lineup in the last match because it was Aaron Smith, Richie Mo'unga, both staying in New Zealand as well due to the babies on the way. So it does mean that now it's an opportunity for 2 new names to be at 9 and 10. So I will start with my 9 and 10. And I have got TJ Perenara at number 9. And I have gone with Beauden Barrett as my number 10.
Okay. I like that a lot. I've gone with the exact same one. I do believe we'll have the, I guess, they both played for the Hurricanes, so it's kind of like a reunited players kind of playing once together. So yeah, I think Perinara and Beauden Barrett actually works pretty well. Obviously, like I said beforehand, they did play for the Hurricanes and they have a bit of chemistry on that front. So I don't think there should be any problem for both of them.
That's the old school Hurricanes, isn't it? DJ Perinara, Beauden Barrett, back in the day. Right. We'll go with we'll go with the wingers. We'll go 11 and 14.
Okay. Well, I would have loved to put Reiko within this position, by the way, because obviously they have put Reiko within these positions beforehand within the previous games. But I do believe they're going to give George Bridge his opportunity once again. So for that reason, I've gone with him at number 11. And at 14, I've gone with Will Jordan. I do believe, Will Jordan is just a player. He's my favorite All Black by a mile, and one of my favorite players really for New Zealand in general. So for that reason, I've gone with him at number 14.
All right. So I have also got George Bridge at number 11. I think he is due to get that opportunity since he has actually missed out the last 3 or 4 test matches, I believe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Since we have seen him last. Although, of course, he's not the most that someone has missed out on because, of course, it's still Tupavai hanging in the kind of in the wings, I guess you could say. Or not literally in the wings, though. Imagine Tupavai running down the wing. That would be a scary sight for the defender. But I've gone with George Bridge 11. And then number 14, once again, I have not got Will Jordan. I have gone with Sevu Reece as my number 14 every time.
You love Sevu Reece. Like, that's the thing is that Sevu Reece is like the one like where he just does not. I don't know. I just don't have a thing for him. But obviously, he's a great player. So yeah, I can definitely see why you've chosen him. He does love Sevu Reece. He loves.
I would have Will Jordan there if it was up to myself, but this man's in charge.
Yeah, you might have got me there. You might have got me there. We'll play and see.
But yeah, right. We'll go the centres for this one. So my number 12, I have gone with David Havili. And then number 13, I've gone with Anton Leonard-Brown. I've gone with just that solid pairing. And I'm hoping that will be able to be the one that they go with. Of course, Rieko Ioane, another name that was well and truly
in the conversation. But yeah, I've gone with the exact same thing as you, of course. I do believe that is the number one centre pairing really for the All Blacks. Again, like we said beforehand, Reiko is definitely in the conversation of maybe breaking into that 13 spot if he can. But Anton Brown, he's more of a, I guess, all-rounder player compared to the likes of Reiko, who kind of has different attributes to bring. Obviously, very great attributes, obviously, with his speed and all that. But it's more or less, I think, Havili and Anton Brown both bring something different within those center spots, and I think they work pretty well together. So yeah, I do agree that's what they'll go with. Alrighty,
so we have just got the one spot left in the starting lineup, and it's a bit of an interesting one because number 15, there's a few players who can play there. So who have you decided to go with as your number 15?
See, this is the thing. Now that I wish you said obviously you've gone with Sevu Reece, I kind of now want to put Will Jordan there in 15 because I think that's what you might do. But I think for what I want to do, because it just makes more sense overall, I've actually gone with Jordie Barrett at 15. And I'll explain that later why I've gone with that. But it just makes more sense, I guess, from a bench point of view as well, if you can kind of get me on that situation. So for that reason, I've gone with Jordie Barrett at 15.
Okay, we are thinking exactly the same way. I've got Jordie Barrett, and I have the explanation for later on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, so that's the starting lineup that we've decided to go with. Now we have got the reserves, number 16, 17, and 18. I have decided to go on Asafa number 16 is who I've gone with. I want to see him put that All Blacks jersey on one more time because, of course, Samisoni Takiaho is the other man who is probably in the question with Dane Cole's out with the calf injury. But Safa, he was playing for Wellington, and anytime that man has the ball, I think late in a game as well, when the Wallabies more than likely bringing on the likes of Tani Alatupo and all of those big men, you need a big man to try and counter those big men, and Safa is definitely that. So that is why I've gone with him. Speaking of big men, number 17, I've gone with Ethan de Groot. I'm going to be giving him an opportunity now that he is back in that All Blacks jersey. Seems like the perfect time to bring him back in for the third match of the Bledisloe, and then number 18, I've got Angus Tarval.
Wait, who did you go with for your... Wait, who was your number 3 again?
It was Nepo Lulala.
Oh, of course. Okay, well, we have the exact same. We have for some reason, I thought you had Angus Tarval as your number 3. But yeah, no, I've also gone with Asafa Moore. I thought I was the one being tricky there because obviously, like you said beforehand, he has been playing for Wellington, so he hasn't been really in the All Black frame recently. Obviously, Takalaho is a more, I guess, more game opportunity to actually get some minutes on his hand. But I think he's done actually pretty well actually for the minutes he's got. Actually, I think he's scored a few tries if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong with that. But obviously, like you said beforehand, I think even the group does deserve an opportunity. Obviously, he's kind of now in the All Black frame of where he's getting a bit more. I guess he looks good in training. I've seen a few videos of what the All Blacks are doing, and obviously just some pictures of what they're doing, and he does look pretty involved. So I thought I was the smart one actually putting him in as well. But yeah, and obviously I think Angus Talbot was kind of like an obvious one to put in there, because I think they really do like Angus Talbot as the cover option, which, I mean, obviously you do have the likes of, I mean, let me just quickly check. Is Tyrell Lomax? Yeah, I think Tyrell Lomax is still available for the All Blacks, and I do believe he's come up with them for the squad. But they just have a thing for Angus Talbot. So yeah, for that reason, obviously I've gone with him as well.
Alrighty, so now we have got the replacement lock and the replacement flanker, or the replacement loose forward, I guess you could say, depending on the position that this man plays. So you've got on your bench.
Yeah, I'll go with here. So for the lock, I've just prayed he gets an opportunity. So for that reason, I've gone with Tupou Valley. I mean, I could have gone with Patch Tupou, which obviously is, I guess, the safer option in this squad, but I'm kind of taking a risk. I would assume maybe that Tupou Valley will finally get an opportunity off the bench. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for. And then, yeah, for my loose forward, this might surprise a few people, because obviously you do have a list of loose forwards I could have gone with, like the likes of, I guess, like Ethan Blackletter. You could have gone with the likes of, who else? Luke Jacobson. But I've actually gone with Dalton on the bench, which could surprise a few people, because it's one of those where, like, for yourself, you've obviously put him at your 7 spot. So I can't see him starting, but I do believe Dalton has the ability to kind of like to come on the bench. But it's one of those where, Artie Sevilla's playing there. Actually, you know what? I'm making a last minute switch. I'm deciding right now to make a last minute switch. I'm going with Ethan Blackletter. Yeah, because I think he covers more positions. So for that reason, I'm going with him.
I'll allow it. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But then I've gone with Tupou at number 19 as well. So I've taken the same risk. Anytime you think that you've taken the risk, I've just got that one as well, mate. But although I don't have Ethan Blackadder at number 20, I have instead got Luke Jacobson as my replacement. And the reasoning behind it is I completely forgot about Hoskins Tutu. Didn't have him in my starting lineup. Didn't have him on the reserves bench. Forgot that he had hopped on the plane at that stage. It was only when you brought him up that I was like, oh, yeah.
If you want to, by the way, I'm very open for you to change if you want to.
No, I'm good. I'm thinking if he does play, he's going to be in the starting lineup.
Okay, so it's supposed to actually get more points. Yeah, it's smart. It's smart. You get more points off the bench if that happens. So yeah,
hopefully,
we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Right. So now we have got the replacement backs: 21, 22, 23. Who have you got there?
I think this is kind of easier. I think for both of us, because I think we should have the exact same players here, if I'm not mistaken. So for that reason, for number 21, I've gone with Brad Weber as my replacement scrum half. For the number 22 spot, I've gone with Damien McKenzie, because like I said beforehand, he does cover both the 10 and 15 spot if you need. And for 23, I've gone with Reiko Lahani. So yeah, I think it should be free and free. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it just makes more sense for the squads that we've both gone with, obviously, because we're thinking more ahead in the sense of where the bench obviously needs to cover more positions, and I do believe Damien McKenzie and Renko, obviously Renko can cover both center and winger, while McKenzie can obviously cover both, halfback and halfback and obviously fullback. So fly up and on about. But so I think obviously it does work out in that sense. So yeah, I do think we're kind of safe in that position, obviously, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so we've only got one difference on that bench, and that's
crazy. That's crazy.
Our loose forward, which is pretty impressive that we've only got that one change. And then in the starting lineup, I believe we have about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 that we are different. So
I expected that, though. I actually did expect that, because I do believe we were going to go for different approaches and what they would have gone for. Like, normally within this one, I would have gone with more of a different side, because normally what I normally say is like where the preferred Bledisloe Test, in my opinion, isn't as important as the first 2 games, obviously against the Wallabies. So for that reason, I would have gone with a different side completely. But I do believe the All Blacks might pull a shock and actually put some players who would have originally played, but obviously have been unlucky not to play in the past. So for that reason, I've gone with kind of that approach. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
We will indeed. So we will mention now that this video is being filmed on a Sunday. So we are still miles away from the selection on Thursday, which means there could be injuries and all sorts that happen throughout the week. And we will slowly just watch our players get crossed off that list.
Well, we have like 5 players available left.
Imagine that. Because, I mean, we saw it in that first game because of the fact that we saw it was Scott Barrett out due to sickness, which brought in Tui Pelagi. That actually gave you an extra 2 points.
Gave me an extra point because of that. Yeah, that was lucky, though. That was very lucky. But, yeah.
But, yeah, hopefully this lineup that we have gone with in both of our regards does get us some decent points. We want to get around that 30 mark. There is 50 points available.
Yeah. I definitely need to get the 30 mark because I do believe the last 2 times I've been on the cusp of it, but just not hitting that. So that's definitely my goal for this one.
And I'm hoping, I mean, if I can get a 30 as well, we'd be pretty happy. Although the big problem is for us to both get 30, I think
one of us has to
we've got the same.
So that's what I'm hoping for.
It's a harsh one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there will be a winner, or unless we get another draw again, of course, like we had the first 2 times that we did it.
I just don't want another draw. Like we by the way, guys, if you haven't noticed, like within the first 2 attempts, I believe we did this. Obviously, not for the Rugby Championship, but for the games that New Zealand played against Fiji as well as Tonga, I believe it was. But I think it was only for the Fiji games we did it for, where we drew like the first 2, I believe, and it was just incredible. So for that to happen again, I'll be so amazed. But yeah, hopefully we obviously see another winner for this prediction.
But yeah, nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Be sure to check out Rugbyitch. He is going to be posting plenty of Rugby Championship content extremely soon. But yeah, final prediction. How many points are you getting in this round? We will see if you can get the exact number. Might even give you a bonus point if you nail it.
Exactly, yeah. We've only had that once, though, because I think that was only the first time, actually, where I got the whole back line. But other than that, we haven't. I don't believe we've had another opportunity where one of us has got the full forwards or backs yet. So, for that reason, I do believe it depends on who I'm going to go for myself for the win. So I'm going to say I'll get 31 points. I'll say 31 points. Yeah.
Alrighty. It's interesting. I'm going to say that I'm going to get a nice clean 30, but then if you do get 31, of course, then you would end up
with
the win there.
I'm saying it from like the perspective like where like if I get 31, that means you would have to get, I guess, like 28 or something like that. If that's kind of what or 27, like the way it goes. But if I wouldn't be surprised if it's 30 all again. I wouldn't be surprised by that, but we'll wait and see.
We will indeed. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next one.